Hello and welcome to another video. This time around I thought I'd show, since I finally finished sorting out the majority of my DVDs, certainly the Blu-rays, certainly the movies, I thought I'd show you my 80s movie collection. I've showed you my Doctor Who's before, and even though they're in a different place, obviously, I'm still more or less in the exact same order they were the last time, so I thought I'd show you my 80s movies instead. Starting at the top, you can see the Arrow video box set that came out, I think it was last year. Best one in that was Dolls, which I'd never seen before, and which was really good. That's the house set, the Police Academy set. You've got the Chucky box set there, which is only one 80s movies really. That's the first one. And that's a VHS of Greetings from Medley, Georgia. It's an 80s slasher movie. I've never seen it on DVD. It goes under a different title, which I can't remember what it is. It's about these three girls that are on holiday, and they go in this small town and they witness a murder. And unfortunately, the murderer turns out to be the town sheriff, who then starts hunting them and basically framing them for the murder. So, yeah, I haven't seen it for a long time because I've only got it on VHS and I don't have a VHS player anymore. It goes under a different title as well, but I can't remember what it is. Anyway, this is down to the main bulk of the collection. So let's get started. What we got? We've got Adventures in Babysitting on Blu-ray, absolute classic. After Hours, I've put them in alphabetical order this time. I used to have them in kind of like year order. The Packers made such an arse of it, to be honest. I mean, I know you can't expect Packers to do things your way, but it's like they just stack them any old how from other bookcases as well. They just seem to take them from anywhere. And putting them back into year order seemed like way too much like hard work, so I've just put them in alphabetical order. It made it a lot easier. You got Airplane and Airplane 2. Love them both. Airplane's better, but I still love them both. Classic. You got Aliens. Alligator 1 and 2. I've never actually seen the second one. I've heard bad things about it, though lately I've heard a couple of good things about it. I got this for the first one because the first one's great. All of Me, Steve Martin classic. Unfortunately, that DVD is barely watchable. It's like full frame and terrible copy. This movie is not on Blu-ray yet. How is All of Me not on Blu-ray yet? Is it too un-PC for them or something? I don't know. It's fucking Steve Martin classic and we can't watch it properly. It's a bit off. Anguish, late 80s slasher, really weird, really good. Alone in the Dark, I've not actually seen that yet. That was one of my recent pickups, of course, that I did a video on. I've not seen it yet. American Werewolf in London. That's the DVD thing, but it's actually the Blu-ray. I just liked the DVD case better than the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray case was really boring and bland, and that's cool. So I just kind of swapped it out. Amityville 3, not seen it. The Appointment with Edward Woodward, great stuff. April Fool's Day, classic. The Awakening, bit Back to the Future trilogy. Hang on, this is really uncomfortable. Try and do this standing up. It was really uncomfortable reaching up. Little Scream Factory DVD set, Bad Dreams and Visiting Hours, like both of them. Bad Taste, Peter Jackson. Basket Case. I wasn't too keen on that one, to be honest. Batman, again, that's the DVD case, but it's actually the Blu-ray. Beast Within, not really seen that one. Beetlejuice, classic. Oh, Winona was my first. Ooh, girls are nice, aren't they? Berserker, that was fucking awful. The Best of Times, Kevin Williams, Kurt Russell. I didn't like that as much as I hoped I would. Better Off Dead, absolute classic. Really need to watch that again. Beverly Hills Cop, classic. Beverly Hills Cop 2, classic. Big Trouble in Little China, I don't like this as much as everybody else seems to. Blade Runner, ditto. The Blob, great 80s remake. Bloodbath at the House of Death, Kenny Everett, it wasn't as good as I'd hoped it was. Bloody Birthday, loved this. New discovery for me a couple of years back, really, really liked it. Very, very fun. Evil kids. Blowout, Brian De Palma thriller, John Travolta, Nancy Allen, great movie. The Blue Lagoon, I've not actually seen it yet. The Budgeons, another discovery about 5 years ago. Really, really great little 80s monster movie. The Brain, recent pickup, haven't seen it yet. It's an 80s Brat Pack one. Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, with 16 Candles and Wicked Science. You know, there's something funny going on, because I had a separate Breakfast Club that I bought kind of before I bought this for the others, and it's vanished, and so has Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't know what's happened to them. I don't know whether they're somewhere else that I've not found yet. I don't know how, because I've pretty much unpacked everything, so they seem pretty bizarre random ones for someone to pinch, but they must be somewhere. Brewster's Millions, Blu-ray, not seen it yet. Recent pickup. That was the DVD I had, which is rubbish, full screen. It's also got, I've kept it because it's also got Armed and Dangerous inside. The Burbs, Tom Hanks, classic. The Burning, slasher, horror classic. Cannonball Run, Burt Reynolds, Roger Moore. You gotta love it. That's Cat's Eye, foreign version, obviously. Cat's Eye, probably my favourite anthology horror. Love Cat's Eye. Child's Play, classic. I got that before the multi-set. I got them for the others, really. Chopping Mall, this is another recent discovery of mine. I saw it about 5 years ago on YouTube on a really poor copy, and I didn't like it much. And then I watched it again last year on Chopping Mall, on Shudder, and I absolutely fucking loved it. I thought it was a hoot, so I bought the Blu-ray. Christmas Carol, that's the George C. Scott version. And what I didn't know till I watched it is that young Scrooge is played by Turlough from Doctor Who. Mark Strickson, which was very funny. Talk about typecast as well. Christmas Evil, I think it's really underrated. My brother hated it. I recommended it to him. It's so dated. I think it's great, so fuck you. Christine. Chud, this was another recent one. I wasn't too keen on it, actually. I don't think I finished it, actually. I got about halfway through and we still haven't seen a monster. It was boring. City of the Living Dead, I've not actually watched that yet. Class of 84, I've not actually watched this Blu-ray. I've seen the movie several times, but it's been a long time since I've not actually got around to watching the Blu-ray yet. I must get on with it. It's been a very complicated year, as I'm sure you understand. Cloak and Dagger, pretty much ditto. I don't know whether I've even seen that before. Clue was not as good as everyone says it is. Cobra is great fun. Ridiculous Christmas slasher action. Very entertaining. Cocktail, I've not actually seen that yet. I bought it on the strength of 80s Elizabeth Shue. I've not actually watched it yet. Cocoon, I've not watched the Blu-ray, and I've had it for years. I've seen the movie. I mean, this was an 80s movie I watched several times, but I've not actually watched the Blu-ray yet. Again, I need to watch more fucking movies, dude. That's a Chuck Norris triple. I've seen Code of Silence, which was okay. I've not actually seen the others. Did I see Lone Wolf McQuarrie? I don't think so. I need to watch Delta Force. That's the one that everybody says is really great. Conan Tate, great late 80s thriller. Roy Scheider and Baldwin. Coming to America, you know, I watched this back in the day, and I don't recall thinking very much of it. I watched it again like last year for the first time on Blu-ray. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I really, really liked it. Yeah. Commando, Arnie classic. Company of Wolves, a bit Couch Trip, Dan Aykroyd. Critters 2, it's actually Critters 1 as well, it's inside it. I'm not sure. I was running out of space, like the house before last. Not the last house, but the house before last. I was really running out of space, and I was having to kind of double things up. And unfortunately, now I've got more space. Unfortunately, some of the cases or covers have just disappeared into the ether. Crocodile Dundee, classic. Cujo, Stephen King horror. Curtains, really good Canadian movie, one I only found in like the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. Really, really good slasher. Great cast as well. Dark Age, Australian monster movie. I thought it was a bit to be honest. Dead and Buried, that was okay. Dead Calm, Nicole Kidman back when she was hot. Dead Heat, really, really, really fun, really, really dumb comedy horror. Really great fun. Deadly Blessing, one of Wes Craven's and Sharon Stone's early ones. I've not actually watched this yet. Oh, Deadly Games. Now this is one I found last year on Shudder. I immediately bought the Blu-ray, also known as Dial Code Santa Claus. I might do a separate review of this. It's a late 80s French horror Christmas movie with a kid having to... It's basically like Home Alone, a year before Home Alone, only like a horror version, with this kid having to defend himself and his ailing grandfather from a psycho dressed as Santa Claus. Absolute fucking classic. Loved it immediately. Immediately bought the Blu-ray. Just so good. Deadly Friends, bit in it. Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid, classic Steve Martin. Deadpool and Sudden Impact, Dirty Harry movies. Dead Zone. I haven't seen this for so long, and I watched it endlessly in the 90s, and I haven't seen it for so long, and I bought the Blu-ray. I need to watch this again. Great movie, great cast. Charles Bunsen, Triple. The best one on this, as far as I'm concerned, was Death Hunt, which was really, really good. Death Trap, classic kind of comedy thriller. Super twisty, Michael Caine, Christopher Reeve, lovely stuff. Classic. Die Hard, the ultimate Christmas movie, after Gremlins, obviously. Dirty Young Scoundrels. What is there to say? Classic. Dr. Detroit. This was a relatively new one. Dan Aykroyd I found like last year or the year before. Wasn't really sure what to expect. Dan Aykroyd's solo movies can be a bit hit or miss. I kind of liked it. It wasn't fantastic, but it kept me amused. This is like a bootleg DVD of an 80s TV movie called Don't Go to Sleep. It's actually really good and really dark, much darker than you would think an 80s TV movie would be. This really needs a proper fucking Blu-ray release or something. I really liked that. Don't Open Until Christmas. This is a recent pickup. I'm going to be watching it in the next few weeks. Doom Asylum. That was god-awful. Dressed to Kill. Decent Brian De Palma thriller. Michael Caine's in that as well. Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. Endless Love. Brooke Shields. I've not actually watched that yet. E.T. classic. I haven't seen this for fucking decades. I need to. I mean, it's a fucking childhood classic. It's getting round to it, man. It's terrible. Evil Under the Sun. Ustinov, Hercule Poirot, Diana Riggs in it as well. Really good. Not quite as good as Death on the Nile, but still really good. Eyewitness. Not really. No. Ferris Bueller. Classic. Final Exam, early 80s slasher. I did not think that much to this. It was kind of a bit ache. Final Terror, slightly better than Final Exam. Slightly disappointing, even despite a great cast. Fish Called Wanda, great comedy. Fletch, classic Chevy Chase. Fletch Lives, not quite as good as the first one, but it's alright. The Fly. The Fog, classic. Again, that's the Blu-ray, even though it's in a DVD case. 48 Hours. For Your Eyes Only. Classic. Again, it's a Blu-ray. The Friday the 13th. First 8 movies together. Fright Night. The Spanish Blu-ray of Fright Night 2. Gorgeous it is. Love Fright Night 2. From Beyond was a bit iffy. Not as good as I'd hoped it would be. Let's sit down again and see if I can do this a bit more comfortably this time without having to reach up as high. From the Hip, great legal comedy drama. Judd Nelson from David E. Kelly, who, of course, did, Ali, The Practice, Boston Legal, etc., etc. Really, really great. Really underrated. You never hear anything about this movie. It's one of the best 80s comedies with a bit of thriller thrown in the second half as well. Really, really loved that movie. A Chevy Chase double. Funny Farm and Spies Like Us. I like them both. I didn't like Spies Like Us the first time, but then the second time I thought it was quite charming. And Funny Farm's pretty funny and a bit kind of Christmassy as well. Ghostbusters, I mean, one of the best movies ever. Oh, that's in the wrong order. That's Ghostbusters 2. Bloody hell. I'm shocked and appalled. Ghostbusters 2. I still love Ghostbusters 2. It's not as good as the first one, but it's better than anything they've done nowadays. Gremlins, again, that's the Blu-ray. Love Gremlins. The ultimate Christmas movie in my house. Ghost Story, it's okay. Girls' Night Out. I need to give this another try. I didn't think much to it the first time. Good Morning Vietnam. This is one of those I watched endlessly in the 90s with my brother, and even though I got it on Blu-ray, I haven't seen it again. Robin Williams, I need to watch it again. Gotcha, a bit iffy. Graduation Day, not bad. Solid enough, early 80s slasher. Grandmother's House, I didn't really get on with that. Great Balls of Fire, I've seen this once decades ago. I've got the Blu-ray for Winona, but I've not actually watched it again. Oh dear. Halloween 2. Halloween 3. The 4K Blu-ray of Halloween 4. And then there's the standard Blu-ray there. The 4K one was way better, not just the picture, but the sound as well. The sound on the Blu-ray was rubbish. It was one of those where the sound effects and the music was insanely louder than the dialogue. So you have to turn the sound up to hear what people are saying, and then the fucking music's way too loud. But the 4K Blu-ray was not like that, and looks absolutely gorgeous as well. One of the very few kind of 4K ones I've got, because I don't have a 4K player, but it's got the 4K transfer on the Blu-ray, and it looks great. Halloween 5, love it. This is a set of 4 movies. You got Deadly Friend, that was the Blu-ray up there. This is a DVD. Someone's Watching Me, with John Carpenter, which everyone says is great. I need to watch that. Eyes of a Stranger, which is a slasher with a very young Jennifer Jason Leigh. Not bad. And The Hand, which is the main one that I got it for, and which I think is great. I keep meaning to pick up the Blu-ray, but it always seems to be fucking expensive. And honestly, the DVD was fine. The DVD was a really good picture, so fuck it. Hard Bodies, 80s comedy. I think I tried it. I didn't really do anything for me. Heathers, classic. Hell High, not really. Hell Night, not really. Need to give them maybe I'll leave them another watch when I'm in a better mood, perhaps. The Hidden, 80s action horror sci-fi classic. Ridiculous but great fun. Highlander. Hotel New Hampshire. Kind of sort of like a Royal Tenenbaums in the early 80s. Great cast. Natasha Kaczynski, Rob Lowe, Jodie Foster. Very young Jodie Foster. Really, really cute. Gets it off with Natasha Kaczynski too. Lucky. How very lucky. How very prescient. But The House by the Cemetery. House of Long Shadows, which is like an 80s kind of reunion of all the old horror icons. Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, John Carradine, Vincent Price. House on Sorority Row. 80s slasher. Howard the Duck. I picked this up recently just to see if it was as bad as everyone says it is. It is. The Howling. Good movie. Bit overrated, but decent. Howling 2. Really underrated. I really, really like Howling 2. I only saw it for the first time a couple of weeks ago. I've done a review. Great stuff. I Madman. I did not like that at all. You got the Indiana Jones movies. Raiders. Temple of Doom and Last Crusade. Now, I don't really hold with calling Raiders Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's not. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark. But just for the sake of fucking simplicity, I put it with the other two. Inner Space. Into the Night. Great 80s comedy thriller. Jeff Goldblum, Michelle Pfeiffer. Intruder. Ludicrously fun 80s slasher. Very kind of tongue-in-cheek. Very fun. The Island. I've not seen it yet. Jack the Ripper. This is awesome. I might do a separate review of this. The late 80s miniseries. Michael Caine, Lewis Collins, Jane Seymour. The Blu-ray's gorgeous. It's got like 2 versions on it. It's got the original 2-part miniseries, and it's got like a widescreen movie-length version as well, which doesn't seem to have been like, hello, Russell T Davies. It doesn't seem to have been insanely edited down or anything. It is still a very, very long movie, but it's just in movie format rather than 2 parts, and widescreen rather than 2 parts. I watched the original when I got it last year or so, but I might watch the other version sometime. I really, really love it. Great. Best Jack the Ripper. Awesome stuff. Jaws 3, yeah. Just Before Dawn, really good early 80s slasher, relatively new to me. Karate Kid, I've never actually seen this. I don't actually just mean the Blu-ray, I mean the film. I never saw it as a kid. I've picked up the Blu-ray a few years ago. I've still not got around to watching it. Killer Clowns, classic. Killer Party, Labyrinth, I've not got around to seeing that yet. Ladyhawke, I've not got around to watching this yet. I have seen it before. I saw it back in the day. I loved the book back in the day as a kid, and the movie didn't quite live up to the book. But it's been a long time, so I might watch the movie again. Lady in White. This is one that I absolutely loved the first time. I've never quite recaptured that ever since. Still decent, though. Legal Eagles. This is one I don't remember watching it back in the day. I watched it like last year on YouTube. I rented it. Loved it. I mean, yeah. Awesome cast. Great comedy, romantic thriller. Really, really, just a gorgeous 80s classic, man. Legend. Not actually got around to seeing that yet. The Lethal Weapon Quartet. License to Kill, classic. Life Force, very odd. Link, absolute classic. Love Link. Little Shop of Horrors. Living Daylights. Lost Boys. Oh, fuck me, this is uncomfortable. The things I suffer for you people. Lucas. Madman, this is a relatively modern one. I mean, in terms of me discovering it. Really, really liked it. Making Contact, I've not actually seen this yet. It's supposed to be good. Manhunter, it's okay. I prefer Red Dragon. Maniac, not seen it yet. Maniac Cop, classic. Man with Two Brains, classic Steve Martin. Midnight Run, really good comedy, thriller, action. Miracle Mile, awesome movie. Yeah, awesome kind of end of the world, maybe, thriller. Moscow on the Hudson, Robin Williams. Monkey Shines, Killer Monkeys. Moontrap, not seen it. Fuck. This is tiring me out, dude. Morons from Outer Space, holding my arms up, shit. Motel Hell. New Year's Evil, I have just picked up. I'm going to be watching that New Year's Eve, so I hope it's good. My Stepmother is an Alien, Dan Aykroyd, Kim Basinger, and of course a very young Alison Hannigan, which is crazy when you think about it. Naked Face, Good Old Roger, Naked Gun, classic. National Lampoon's Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation. Then you got The Navigator, Near Dark, that's The Nest, which wasn't very good. The New Kids, got that wonderful kind of pseudo VHS cover for the Blu-ray. This was another one I only found a few years back. Really, really liked it. Great kind of over-the-top thriller. It's these two teenagers whose parents are killed in a car accident and they go and live with their relatives, and this local high school gang take a fancy to the chick and kind of, they tell them to fuck off and that, and it just starts into a campaign of harassment that ends up in just a full-on fight to the death. James Spader is the leader of the pack, the villain. He's chewing the scenery with great aplomb. There's just this complete coked out fucking psycho. Great fun, actually. Nightmare at Noon, I wasn't that impressed by that. The Elm Street Collection, first 7 anyway. Night of the Comet, love Night of the Comet. Night of the Creeps, not bad. Night of the Comet's better. Night School, sort of an okay-ish early 80s slasher. 976 Evil, I haven't seen this yet. I've been hearing about this since the 80s. Never rented it and never found it on VHS or anything like that. It's Evil Ed from Fright Night, the original Fright Night, and it's directed by Robert Englund, and it's got a good reputation, and I've just never seen it. I picked it up earlier this year, just before I moved, but I haven't got around to watching it yet, but I will. The Ninth Quartet, or whatever it's called. Something like that. North Sea Hijack, also known as Folks, Roger Moore. Decent 80s action movie thriller. Roger Moore, Anthony Perkins as the villain, James Mason. I mean, it's good stuff, man. Nothing Underneath. Oh, Heavenly Dog. Again, this was one I'd never even heard of until a few years back. Chevy Chase, Benji, Jane Seymour. I really liked it. Great fun. Yeah. One Dark Night, The Osterman Weekend, Outland, a bunch of Clint Eastwood's, Pale Rider. Parenthood, Parents. Absolutely classic cult black comedy horror. Known in France as My Daddy is a Cannibal. I love Parents. It's so fucking weird. Phantom of the Mall, Phenomena, Planes, Trains and Automobiles, Poltergeist, Predator, the original Prom Night. Classic stuff. Oh God, there's another shelf yet. Bloody hell, we're 25 minutes already. Fuck. Prince of Darkness. The Prowler, pretty decent. Psycho 2, great. Q the Winged Serpent. Raise the Titanic, not seen it yet. Red Heat, it's a bit dull to be honest. Red Sonja, not seen it yet. Remo Williams, not great. Jedi, I love Jedi. I actually saw Jedi. Whoops. I actually saw Jedi for like the first time in 20 years. I think it was earlier this year. I really liked it. It's one I've got particular nostalgia for because it's the only one I saw at the cinema. I remember going to the cinema with my mum and my friend and his mum. Love Jedi. Return of the Living Dead. Return to Salem's Lot. I saw this back in the 90s. I thought it was okay. It's nothing really to do with Salem's Lot. It's much more kind of, but it wasn't bad. I haven't seen it again though. Road Games, decent thriller. What the hell's this? Oh, Roadhouse. Roadhouse. For some reason, the case got missing. I don't know. RoboCop. Rocky 4. One of the few Rocky movies I've actually got. I didn't think much of the first one. It was overrated. I don't think I've seen 2 or 3 or any of the other ones. But I really like Rocky 4 because it's so 80s. It's so 80s. I kind of had a nostalgia thing for it because of the trailer. The trailer was on the Gremlins X rental that I got for Christmas. I don't know, 85, I guess, when I was like 10. And I watched the trailer so many times. I'm nostalgic for the movie, even though I never saw the movie. But I actually really liked it. So, Romancing the Stone, Drill of the Night. I have not watched these, but I've seen them. I mean, I saw them as a kid, but I've not watched the Blu-rays yet, and I need to get around to it. Roxanne, another Steve Martin classic. Love the old 80s guys. Comedy guys. Runaway, Tom Selleck. Stick to Magnum, dude. Running Man, classic. Ruthless People, great 80s comedy. Danny DeVito, Sea of Love. Scrooge, Bill Murray. It's that Secret Admirer, which I've literally just picked up like a couple of weeks ago. I haven't seen it yet. Secret of My Success. Seems Like Old Times, another Chevy Chase classic with Goldie Hawn and Charles Grodin. Good movie, great comedy. Silverado. Silver Bullet. Shining. This is Chuck Norris 3-pack. I mainly got it for... Oh, it's not Chuck Norris, it's just an action 3-pack. I've not seen the other two yet. I saw Bland Fury back in the day. I got it mainly for Silent Rage, which I had never seen before, which I was just intrigued by because it's kind of being touted as like Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers. It's like a horror movie with this unstoppable killer. It wasn't bad. It was fun. Not quite as good as that description would make you think. Slugs, this is a new pickup. I've not seen it yet. Slumber Party Massacre. Soul Survivor, again, a very recent pickup. Not seen it yet. Somewhere in Time. Christopher Reeve. Jane Seymour. I have fond memories of this from back in the day. Space Camp, never saw it back in the day. Didn't really do anything for me. Splash, classic. Stage Fright, love it. Demented slasher. Stakeout, classic action comedy. Starman. Then you got the 80s Star Trek 2, Star Trek 3, Star Trek 4. That's the point. Didn't I have Star Trek 5? Or is it hidden in a... It might be hidden in one of the things. I don't know. I don't know where anything is. I don't know. I've had a hard day. The Stepfather, love it. Terry O'Quinn. Yeah, Jill Sholin was so fucking cute too. Stepfather, really good. Strange Brew, Streets of Fire, Stripes, Student Bodies. That's the Blu-ray of Streets of Fire. Oh. That's in the wrong order. Shocking, isn't it? The Stuff, Summer School, Supergirl, The Survivors, which is Robin Williams and Walter Matthau, Tango and Cash, Teen Wolf, Tenebrae, 10 to Midnight. It's like an action thriller, it's like a cop thriller meets slasher horror with this fucking psycho killer that Bronson's after. And the lawyers keep getting him off and letting him out to do it again. Sounds about right. Of course, Charles ain't having that shit. Terminator, Terror Train. I think Terror Train's really underrated. I really like Terror Train. It's better than Prom Night, in my opinion. Really solid little chiller. That's actually a Christmas movie, well, a New Year's movie, but it's kind of same thing. Same atmosphere. Really like it. Texas Chainsaw 2, didn't like that very much. They Live, The Thing, 13 at Dinner, which is a TV movie, Peter Ustinov one, with Hercule Poirot. Three Amigos, love Three Amigos. Classic stuff. Film from the Train, another really underrated, you never hear much about Film on the Train. Really underrated 80s comedy, very dark comedy. Danny DeVito, Billy Crystal. Very fun. Time Bandits, classic. Fuck. Oh, God, here we go. God. Times Square. This was one I'd never heard of. I was intrigued by the trailer. It was on something else. It was Kino Lorber, so it was on a trailer on something else that I bought, and I just thought it looked interesting, and I picked it up, but I thought it was really good. It's like this sort of early 80s kind of drama with these two teenage girls on the lam in New York, just like Times Square, and Tim Curry's like this radio DJ who kind of turns them into folk heroes. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I'd never heard of it, and I really liked it. Top Secret, classic from the Airplane guys. Trading Places. Transylvania 65000 is a recent pickup. I have not seen it yet. Twilight Zone movie. Twins, 2010. Uncle Buck. Untouchables. Venom, that's early 80s thriller with a bit of monster movie thrown in. Like a siege situation with these criminals, but there's a killer snake on the loose inside the house as well. Not a good situation to be in. They're starting to slump over now, these. Vice Versa, View to a Kill, War Games, classic. Warlock is an absolute classic. I need to watch this again. Love Warlock. War of the Roses, Watcher in the Woods. Waxwork. Waxwork is one I never saw back in the day, and it doesn't really do that much for me these days. Weekend at Bernie's, When Harry Met Sally. I like When Harry Met Sally a lot more than I did back then. Who Dares Wins, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Wild Beasts is crazy, kind of Italian horror with like PCP gets into the water supply of the zoo, and all the animals escape and just go insane. It's just insane movie. You've never seen anything like it, I assure you. It's fucking bonkers, and I really liked it. The Wind, Without a Clue, Witness. Oh, this is there's the only way I could get this, really. She needs a Blu-ray release. It deserves it. Witness for the Prosecution, the 80s TV movie version. I love it. Ralph Richardson, Beau Bridges, Donald Pleasance, Diana Rigg. Fantastic cast. Really, really entertaining courtroom thriller. Yeah, I really, really like that. I saw it on YouTube and I was like, I want this on physical media, and this was the only way I could get it. It was like a foreign DVD release. Deserves more respect, dude. Wolfen. Classic. I love Wolfen. Really, really good kind of supernatural thriller. Love it. Woman in Black. That's the TV miniseries version. And Extra, I've not seen it yet. Young Guns. This is the foreign Blu-ray Young Sherlock Holmes. Of course, like 6 months later, that it comes out It comes out, in the West. Fucking typical. I haven't watched it. I haven't seen this for ages. I love Young Sherlock Holmes. Iconic childhood movie. I watched it throughout the night. I've watched it endlessly up until about, I don't know, 10 years ago, when I probably overwatched it, I think. But I need to watch it again. It's been too long now. I love Young Sherlock Holmes. Look at Harry Potter there. And the last one is The Zero Boys, which is a recent pickup. I think it was last year. Kelly Maroney's in it from Night of the Comet and Shopping Mall. It's like a kind of action slasher movie. These friends who go in the cabin in the woods and get attacked by bloodthirsty maniacs, but they've kind of got guns, and they're not just like paintballers, they're like survivalists, and so they pick up the challenge and take it to the fucking psychos. That was decent. I liked it. Good movie. So that's basically my 80s movie collection. Few box sets up there. I don't know how many there is exactly. There's something like well over 260, I think. Woo! Woo! There's a lot, and this video has taken a really fucking long time. Jesus Christ. I'm glad I'm not doing an entire collection. It would take all day. Look, you've got some 90s movies down there. Maybe another day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you managed to make it this far, good for you. I'll talk to you again soon.